Before you get rich, you need to lose these 7 things. What do you think it really takes to get rich? Is it a groundbreaking business idea, hard work, luck, or maybe the latest investment trend everyone's raving about? While those things can play a role, I'm here to tell you something most people don't realize. Getting rich is just as much about what you're willing to lose as it is about what you're willing to gain. You see, most people focus so much on chasing wealth, dreaming of the fancy cars, the luxury vacations, the freedom to live life on their own terms, that they completely overlook one of the most important truths about success. You can't move forward if you're carrying the wrong baggage. Imagine trying to run a marathon with a backpack full of bricks. No matter how fit or determined you are, those bricks will weigh you down, slow your progress, and eventually leave you too exhausted to cross the finish line. Now, those bricks? They're not physical. They're mental, emotional, and behavioral habits that are keeping you stuck exactly where you are. And until you drop them, you'll never reach your full potential. Today, I want to talk to you about the 7 things you must let go of if you want to get rich. These are the invisible barriers holding you back from creating the life of financial freedom and abundance you've always dreamed of. And trust me, the moment you start shedding these, you'll notice something incredible. Your energy will shift, your focus will sharpen, and opportunities that once seemed out of reach will suddenly appear within your grasp. Now, before we dive in, I want you to think about this. Getting rich isn't just about money. Yes, the money is a big part of it, but true wealth is about creating a life that aligns with your dreams, your values, and your passions. It's about freedom. Freedom to spend time with the people you love. Freedom to do work that fulfills you. And freedom to live life on your own terms. But to get there, you have to be willing to change, not just what you do, but who you are. So, are you ready to take a hard look at what's holding you back? Are you ready to start letting go of the things that no longer serve you so you can finally create the success you deserve? Stick with me because we're about to break it all down, one step at a time. By the end of this journey, you'll walk away not just with inspiration, but with clarity. You'll know exactly what's weighing you down and, more importantly, how to let it go. Because here's the truth. Success isn't for the lucky or the chosen few. It's for those who are willing to do the work. And sometimes, the work starts with learning to let go. Let's get started. The first thing you'll need to lose is something that holds so many people back. And it's probably something you've struggled with too. Ready for it? Let's dive into the very first thing you must let go of. The fear of failure. Stay with me. It's going to be a game changer. Number 1, lose the fear of failure. All right, let's start with the one thing that keeps so many people stuck in the same place year after year: fear of failure. Now, I get it. Failure doesn't feel good. Nobody likes to make mistakes, face rejection, or deal with the embarrassment that comes with falling flat on their face. But here's the thing. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Think about it. Have you ever met someone successful who never failed at something? I guarantee you haven't. Whether it's business, investing, or even personal growth, failure is the price of admission for success. The problem is, most people are so afraid of failure that they never even take the first step. They're too busy worrying about what could go wrong to focus on what could go right. Let me tell you a quick story. You've probably heard of Elon Musk, right? The guy behind Tesla, SpaceX, and a whole lot of crazy, ambitious ideas. Well, did you know that when Musk first started SpaceX, his first 3 rocket launches failed miserably? Each one cost tens of millions of dollars and ended in disaster. Most people in his position would have quit, cut their losses and walked away. But not Musk. He pushed forward, learned from each failure, and poured everything he had into the next launch. And guess what? That fourth launch, it worked. It not only saved SpaceX from bankruptcy, but it also laid the foundation for the company's massive success today. Now, I'm not saying you need to launch rockets to get rich, but the lesson here is the same. Failure isn't a stop sign. It's a stepping stone. The sooner you embrace that, the sooner you'll realize that every mistake, every setback, and every misstep is teaching you something valuable. It's preparing you for the success you're working toward. So how do you lose the fear of failure? It starts with reframing it. Instead of seeing failure as something to be avoided, start seeing it as feedback. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to grow? When you shift your perspective, failure stops being scary and starts being empowering. Here's another tip. Take small risks first. If the idea of a big failure is overwhelming, start by stepping out of your comfort zone in smaller ways. Maybe it's launching that side hustle you've been thinking about, or finally investing in a skill that can help you grow. As you start to experience small wins, and even small failures, you'll build the confidence to take on bigger challenges. And remember this, every successful person you admire has failed, probably more times than you can imagine. The difference is, they didn't let their failures stop them. They let them teach, shape, and prepare them for the wins that were waiting on the other side. So, are you ready to let go of the fear of failure? Good. Because when you do, you'll unlock the courage to take the kinds of risks that lead to true wealth and freedom. Now, let's move on to something else that's just as important, maybe even more so. It's something a lot of people struggle with, but not enough people talk about. It's time to take a good, hard look at the people you're surrounding yourself with. Number 2, lose toxic relationships. Let me ask you this. Who are the people you spend the most time with? Think about it. Your friends, family, co-workers, and even your social media connections. Are they people who lift you up, inspire you, and challenge you to grow? Or are they people who drain your energy, criticize your dreams, or constantly pull you back into negativity? Here's the harsh truth. The people you surround yourself with can either make or break your journey to success. You've probably heard the saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? Well, it's true. If you're surrounded by people who are negative, complacent, or unambitious, it's only a matter of time before their mindset rubs off on you. But if you surround yourself with people who are driven, positive, and supportive, you'll naturally start to adopt those same qualities. Let me give you an example. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to thrive no matter what? It's not just because they're talented or lucky. It's because they've built a support system of people who believe in them, encourage them, and push them to be better. On the flip side, you've probably also seen people who are stuck in toxic cycles, whether it's staying in a dead-end job, constantly complaining, or settling for less than they deserve. And more often than not, those people are surrounded by others who are just as stuck. If you want to get rich, not just financially, but in every area of your life, you need to take an honest look at your relationships. Ask yourself, are these people helping me grow, or are they holding me back? This can be a tough question to answer, especially if the people in your life are close friends or even family members. But here's the thing. You don't have to cut people off completely to set boundaries. For example, if you have a friend who's always negative about your goals, you don't have to end the friendship entirely. Instead, limit how much time you spend with them and be intentional about what you discuss. Surround yourself with people who get it, people who inspire you, motivate you, and challenge you to think bigger. And if you're wondering where to find those kinds of people, here's some advice. Start by putting yourself in environments where success-minded individuals gather. This could be networking events, mastermind groups, online communities, or even local meetups for entrepreneurs. When you're around people who share your drive and ambition, their energy will push you to step up your game. One last thing, don't underestimate the power of mentors. A mentor doesn't have to be someone famous or wealthy. They just need to be someone who's further along the path you want to take. Seek out people who inspire you and be willing to learn from them. Sometimes, one conversation with the right person can change your entire perspective and set you on a path to success. Here's the bottom line. If you want to change your life, you have to change your environment. And that starts with the people you allow into your inner circle. Let go of the toxic relationships, surround yourself with positivity, and watch how much faster you grow. All right, now that we've talked about the fear of failure and the people in your life, let's move on to the next thing you need to lose: the habit of chasing instant gratification. Stay with me, this one's a biggie. Number 3, lose instant gratification. All right, let's talk about something that's secretly stealing your success without you even realizing it. Instant gratification. Now, I want you to think about this for a second. How many times have you chosen something easy and pleasurable in the short term over something that could lead to long-term rewards? Be honest. Whether it's binge-watching Netflix instead of working on your side hustle, splurging on something expensive instead of saving, or scrolling through social media when you know you should be focused, you've been there, and so have I. Here's the thing. Instant gratification is one of the biggest roadblocks to building wealth and long-term success. Why? Because getting rich requires patience, discipline, and the ability to delay rewards. Wealth is a long game, and if you're constantly looking for quick wins or shortcuts, you're setting yourself up for failure. Let me give you a real-life example. Think about Warren Buffett. He's one of the richest people in the world, but his success didn't happen overnight. Buffett started investing when he was just 11 years old. He didn't chase fast money or make risky bets. Instead, he focused on long-term investments, allowing compound interest to work its magic over decades. Today, he's worth over $100 billion, and it's because he understood the power of delayed gratification. But here's the problem. We live in a world that's constantly trying to feed us instant gratification. Social media, online shopping, fast food, even those get-rich-quick schemes. They're all designed to give you a quick dopamine hit, but they're also keeping you stuck. The more you rely on these quick fixes, the harder it becomes to focus on what really matters. So how do you lose the habit of chasing instant gratification? Start by shifting your mindset. You need to recognize that the things that truly matter, like building wealth, creating a business, or achieving your goals, take time. You won't see results immediately, and that's okay. Instead of focusing on the short-term payoff, focus on the long-term vision. Here's a tip that can help. Practice delaying small rewards. For example, if you're tempted to buy something impulsively, wait 24 hours before making the purchase. If you're tempted to waste an evening on social media, set a timer and work on your goals for 30 minutes first. These small acts of discipline add up, and over time, you'll find it easier to focus on what really matters. Another way to fight instant gratification is to fall in love with the process. Let's say you want to build wealth. Instead of obsessing over the money you'll make in the future, focus on the habits you need to get there. Maybe it's learning a new skill, managing your finances better, or building a side hustle. When you enjoy the process, you're less likely to chase quick rewards because you're already fulfilled by the journey itself. And remember this, wealth isn't built in weeks or months. It's built over years. Every time you choose to delay gratification, you're building a foundation for long-term success. So the next time you're tempted to choose what's easy or comfortable, ask yourself this: is this choice helping me get closer to my goals, or is it holding me back? All right, now that we've tackled instant gratification, Let's move on to something even deeper: the thoughts running through your own mind. It's time to confront the next thing you need to lose: negative self-talk and limiting beliefs. Number 4. Lose negative self-talk and limiting beliefs. Here's a tough question for you. What do you say to yourself when no one else is listening? Are you kind, encouraging, and supportive of your own dreams? Or are you constantly doubting yourself, putting yourself down, or telling yourself that you're not good enough? If you're honest, most of us have a voice in our head that's far too critical, and it's stopping us from achieving the success we deserve. Let me be real with you. The stories you tell yourself about money, success, and your own worth are either building you up or tearing you down. If you're constantly saying things like, "I'll never be rich," "I'm not smart enough," or "people like me don't succeed," then guess what? You're creating a mental barrier that's keeping you stuck. And no amount of hard work or opportunity will matter if your own mind is working against you. So where do these negative beliefs come from? Often, they're rooted in our past, maybe from things you heard growing up, experiences you've had, or even societal messages about wealth. For example, how many times have you heard phrases like, "Money is the root of all evil," or "Rich people are greedy"? These kinds of messages sink into our subconscious and create limiting beliefs that make us feel guilty, unworthy, or incapable of achieving wealth. But here's the truth. Your beliefs about money and success are not facts. They're just stories. And the good news is, you can rewrite those stories anytime you choose. The first step to losing negative self-talk is to become aware of it. Start paying attention to the thoughts that pop into your head when you think about money, success, or even taking risks. Are those thoughts empowering, or are they holding you back? Write them down if you need to, so you can see them for what they are. Once you've identified those negative beliefs, it's time to challenge them. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, "I'm not smart enough to be successful," ask yourself, is that really true? What evidence do I have to support this belief? You'll quickly realize that most of your limiting beliefs are based on fear, not reality. Now here's where the magic happens. Replace those negative beliefs with empowering ones. Instead of saying, "I'll never be rich," start telling yourself, "I'm capable of building wealth if I'm willing to learn and grow." Instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," remind yourself, "I have what it takes to figure this out." It might feel strange at first, but over time, these positive affirmations will rewire your mindset and help you see yourself in a new light. Another powerful tool is visualization. Take a few minutes each day to close your eyes and imagine yourself living the life you want. Whether it's financial freedom, owning your dream business, or just feeling confident and secure. The more you visualize your success, the more your mind will start to believe it's possible. Finally, surround yourself with people and resources that reinforce a positive mindset. Read books, watch videos, and listen to podcasts from people who've achieved what you're aiming for. Their stories will remind you that success isn't reserved for the lucky few. It's available to anyone who's willing to work for it, including you. Here's the bottom line. You are the only person who can give yourself permission to succeed. And that starts by letting go of the negative self-talk and limiting beliefs that are holding you back. Once you shift your mindset, you'll be amazed at how much more confident, capable, and driven you become. All right, we're making progress. You've let go of the fear of failure, toxic relationships, instant gratification, and now those limiting beliefs. Next up, we're tackling something that can completely transform how you approach success: losing a fixed mindset. Stay with me. This one is a game changer. Number 5, lose a fixed mindset. Let me ask you something. Do you believe that your abilities, intelligence, and skills are set in stone? Or do you believe they can grow and evolve with effort and learning? If you think the first statement rings true, You're operating with a fixed mindset, and let me tell you, that mindset will keep you stuck. It's like hitting the gas pedal on a car that's stuck in neutral. No matter how hard you try, you'll stay exactly where you are. The truth is, a fixed mindset is one of the biggest obstacles to success. People with a fixed mindset tend to avoid challenges, give up easily, and see failure as a reflection of their abilities rather than an opportunity to grow. They think things like, "I'm just not good at this," or "That's not who I am." And because of that, they never take the steps they need to reach their full potential. On the other hand, people with a growth mindset believe they can improve and get better with effort. They embrace challenges, learn from criticism, and see failure as a stepping stone to success. They're not born smarter, stronger, or luckier than anyone else. They've simply decided that they're willing to grow and evolve. Let me share an example. Ever heard of Michael Jordan? Most people think of him as one of the greatest basketball players of all time. But did you know he didn't even make his high school varsity team at first? That rejection could have crushed him, but instead of giving up, he used it as motivation to work harder. He spent hours practicing, improving his skills, and pushing himself beyond his limits. That's a growth mindset in action, and it's the reason he became a legend. The good news is, you're not stuck with a fixed mindset. You can choose to adopt a growth mindset at any point in your life. Here's how. 1. Embrace challenges instead of avoiding them. Think about the last time you faced a challenge. Did you lean into it, or did you shy away? A fixed mindset sees challenges as threats, but a growth mindset sees them as opportunities to learn and improve. The next time you encounter a challenge, remind yourself, "This is how I grow." 2. View failure as feedback. We've already talked about the fear of failure, but let me remind you, failure isn't final. It's feedback. Every mistake you make is teaching you something valuable. Instead of beating yourself up, ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I do better next time? 3. Adopt the yet mindset. Here's a simple but powerful mindset shift. Anytime you catch yourself saying, "I can't do this," add the word yet to the end of the sentence. I can't do this yet. That one little word reminds you that you're a work in progress, and with time and effort, you'll get there. 4. Celebrate growth, not just results. Most people only celebrate the end result, like landing a big deal, reaching a financial milestone, or hitting a career goal. But if you want to cultivate a growth mindset, you need to celebrate the progress you make along the way. Every small win, every lesson learned, every step forward is worth recognizing. Here's the bottom line. Success isn't about who you are right now. It's about who you're willing to become. When you let go of a fixed mindset and commit to growth, you open yourself up to limitless possibilities. So stop telling yourself what you can't do and start focusing on what you can learn to do. Now that you've decided to grow, let's move on to something that might surprise you. The need for approval. This one runs deep, but trust me, losing it is essential if you want to achieve true wealth and success. Number 6, lose the need for approval. Let me hit you with a hard truth. You will never get rich or live the life you want if you're constantly seeking the approval of others. Read that again. Because the need for approval is like a cage. It keeps you small, trapped, and afraid to take bold steps toward your dreams. Here's the thing. The path to success often looks unconventional, risky, or even crazy to other people. Whether you're starting a business, quitting your 9-to-5, or pursuing a big dream, there will always be people who don't understand your vision. And if you're constantly worrying about what they think, you'll hold yourself back from making the decisions that lead to greatness. Think about it. How many times have you hesitated to take a risk because you were afraid of being judged? How often have you played it safe to avoid criticism or rejection? The truth is, the need for approval is rooted in fear. Fear of being different, fear of failure, and fear of standing out. But here's the good news. You don't need anyone's permission to chase your dreams. Let me tell you a story about J.K. Rowling. Before she became one of the richest authors in the world, Rowling was a single mother living on welfare. She wrote the first Harry Potter book in coffee shops, often wondering if anyone would even care about her story. When she finally sent the manuscript to publishers, it was rejected 12 times. Can you imagine how easy it would have been for her to give up after being told no so many times? But she didn't. She believed in her vision, even when others didn't. And today, she's a billionaire because of it. So how do you let go of the need for approval? Here are a few steps. 1. Focus on your why. Why do you want to get rich? Why are you chasing your goals? When you're deeply connected to your why, the opinions of others start to matter less. Your purpose becomes stronger than their judgment. 2. Accept that criticism is inevitable. Here's the truth. No matter what you do, someone will always have something to say. You could play it safe your whole life, and you'd still be criticized for not taking risks. So if you're going to face criticism either way, you might as well go after what you really want. 3. Learn to trust yourself. The more you trust your instincts and believe in your own vision, the less you'll rely on external validation. Start by making small decisions on your own and building confidence in your ability to figure things out. 4. Surround yourself with supporters. While you don't need everyone's approval, it's important to have a few people in your corner who believe in you. Find mentors, friends, or a community of like-minded individuals who will cheer you on, even when the rest of the world doesn't. Here's what I want you to remember. The need for approval is a trap, but freedom lies in self-belief. You don't need everyone to understand your dreams. They're your dreams, not theirs. So stop waiting for permission and give yourself the approval you've been looking for all along. Now, we've got one more big thing to cover. You've let go of the fear of failure, toxic relationships, instant gratification, limiting beliefs, and the need for approval. But there's one final habit that's draining your potential: unproductive habits. Let's tackle it head-on in the next section. Number 7. Lose unproductive habits. Let me ask you this. What does your average day look like? Be honest. How much of your time is spent on things that are actually moving you closer to your goals? And how much is wasted on habits that drain your energy, steal your focus, and ultimately hold you back? Here's the cold, hard truth. Your habits are either working for you or against you, and the unproductive ones are killing your chances of success. Now, when I say unproductive habits, I'm not just talking about scrolling on social media for hours or binge-watching TV. Those are obvious. I'm also talking about the little things you might not even realize are sabotaging you, like procrastination, multitasking, poor time management, or even staying busy just for the sake of being busy. Let me be clear. Being busy is not the same as being productive. Think about this. Successful people don't have more hours in the day than you do. They've just learned how to use their time wisely. They've built habits that maximize their energy, focus, and output. And most importantly, they've gotten rid of the habits that waste time and keep them stagnant. Identify your time wasters. The first step to losing unproductive habits is to figure out where your time is going. Try tracking your day for a week. Write down everything you do from the moment you wake up to the time you go to bed. You'll probably be shocked to see how much time is spent on things that don't really matter, like mindless scrolling, chatting about nothing, or just procrastinating. Replace bad habits with good ones. Here's the thing about habits. You can't just stop a bad habit. You need to replace it with a better one. For example, if you tend to waste hours on social media, replace that time with something productive, like reading a book about personal finance or working on a skill that will help you build wealth. If you procrastinate on important tasks, start by breaking them into smaller, more manageable steps and tackling one at a time. Start small, but stay consistent. Don't try to overhaul your entire life in one day. That's a recipe for burnout. Instead, pick one or two unproductive habits to focus on first. For example, if you tend to hit snooze 10 times in the morning, start by committing to wake up on time for a week. Small wins build momentum, and momentum creates change. Adopt success-oriented habits. You've probably heard the saying, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. It's true. Successful people aren't successful because they do one big thing. They're successful because they consistently do small things that add up over time. Habits like setting goals, planning your day, exercising regularly, and learning something new every day are all building blocks for success. Protect your time like it's gold. One of the most unproductive habits people have is saying yes to everything and everyone. If you're constantly overcommitting, you're not leaving room for what really matters. Learn to say no to things that don't align with your goals. Remember, your time is your most valuable resource. Don't waste it. Let me remind you of this. Your habits are the foundation of your success. If you build strong, productive habits, wealth will follow. But if you let unproductive habits run your life, you'll stay stuck exactly where you are. Now take a moment to reflect. Are your habits helping you or holding you back? If they're holding you back, it's time to let them go. Because here's the truth. You can't build a millionaire life with time-wasting habits. All right, you've made it through all 7 things you need to lose. Fear of failure, toxic relationships, instant gratification, limiting beliefs, a fixed mindset, the need for approval, and unproductive habits. Now let's bring it all together with a powerful conclusion. Conclusion, are you ready to let go and rise up? Now I want you to take a moment to imagine your life without these weights holding you down. Imagine what you could accomplish if you stopped being afraid of failure, let go of the wrong people, focused on long-term goals, rewired your mindset, and replaced bad habits with productive ones. Feels powerful, doesn't it? But here's the thing. Knowing what you need to lose is only the first step. The real transformation happens when you take action. It's not enough to just listen to this video and feel inspired. You have to actually do the work. And let me be real with you. It's not going to be easy. Letting go of fear, habits, and even relationships can feel uncomfortable, even painful. But the alternative, staying stuck where you are, that's far more painful in the long run. Let me remind you, you are capable of so much more than you realize. Success isn't reserved for a special few. It's available to anyone who's willing to put in the effort, take risks, and grow. And that includes you. So, what's the first thing you're going to let go of today? Is it fear? A toxic relationship? A bad habit? Whatever it is, make the decision right now to take that first step. Because every step you take away from what's holding you back is a step closer to the life you deserve. Remember this, wealth isn't just about money. It's about freedom, growth, and creating a life that makes you excited to wake up every morning. But that life doesn't come to those who wait for it. It comes to those who are brave enough to let go, to grow, and to rise up. Your journey to success starts now. So what are you waiting for? The time to act is today. Go out there, start shedding the things that are holding you back, and begin building the life you've always dreamed of. Your future self will thank you for it. And before you go, let me ask, which of these 7 things are you ready to lose first? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you found this helpful. Let's create a community of dreamers and doers who are ready to rise above and achieve greatness together. See you in the next video.